Welcome to DIY Greek. This video I'm going to show you how to use the stencil tool. This tool I can show you how to use for 4 different types of backgrounds, including polka dots, hearts, the scallops, and stripes. I'm going to start by showing you how to use the stripe. I'm going to start off by showing you how to use the stripe. Place it and use your pencil and trace that. And this is just to make sure your stripes are all evenly placed. Make sure you start the box when the others end. Now you're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Make sure it matches up with your lines on top. Ta-da! Here are 2 examples that I did earlier today. For this one, I used 2 shades of yellow, and I just did the stripes with that, and then in between I alternated using the black and the white paint pen. In this one I did tonal also with 2 shades of blue. I did the solid blue for one stripe, and then the other stripe I only filled up halfway with this blue and let the canvas show through. And then I went back in and did polka dots on the light blue, and I went in with the silver. For this one I'm going to use Kappa's colors, light and dark blue, and I would recommend using your sheet of paper to keep your line straight. So you're going to line your paper up with the lines you drew from the stripes, and I'm going to start with dark blue, and you're going to make sure you don't use too much paint on this, and make sure you're always going away from the paper. Okay. If you did it correctly, you should have a straight line. And then I'm going to move on to 2 stripes away so I don't have to change colors. And for these you're not really going to want to go all the way over because you're not going to make sure that that's straight. So just do exactly what you did before, but stop just shy of the line. When you go in with the other color, it'll take care of that. Now that we're done with the blue stripes, I'm going to go in and do the light blue stripes. I'm just going to do the same thing, lining up your paper. Remember to go away. So I'm really just using the paper to get this sharp, straight line, and I'm going to come back and fill in the other part when I'm done. I'm just going to do this for all the stripes. So now that we got our other straight lines, I'm going to go in, and I think it's easiest to go in and just freehand it. You can go back and use this sheet of paper again if you want that. And I just don't really feel like the lines need to be perfect for this. I kind of think it looks cuter when it's kind of not exact, and you can go in and put paint pen on top of it, do whatever. Just gonna go do that on all these lines. And now that we're done with this, I am going to go in with the paint pen, and I'm going to do alternating black and white for the stripes. And I'm just freehanding this as I kind of like the looser look. And now I'm going to go in with the white. And for this, I just did the entire background. If you want to put a message in it like this, just remember to block out the square and then do the stripes around it. I already painted this canvas, and to do the border I did the same technique as I did with the stripes. And on this one I'm going to use the heart stencil on our stencil sheet, and you can use this as an all-over design, but for this one I'm just going to use it as a border to frame. And you can really use the makeup brush, the foam brush, or anything for this. I'm going to use the foam brush. Just make sure you're going away. Now that we're done with the heart stencil, we're going to move it and repeat the pattern on this side. You're just going to line it up again and tape it down, and we're going to do the same thing. So now that we've completed the heart and finished touching everything up, you can see how it creates a really great border at the bottom. Now I'm going to show you how to use the polka dots on the canvas stencil. You're going to line up your stencil flush along the bottom of your canvas and then tape it down. And you're going to take your sponge and press hard and get a lot of white paint on it. And then off to the side, you want to keep dabbing it so that the sponge dries up and is soaked with the paint. And you're going to take your sponge and go over the stencil. Now you're going to take up your tape and move your stencil over and line up the first hole with the last 3 holes. Now you're going to take the sponge and just go over the holes again. Now you're going to pick it up and line it up with the last row and tape it back down, and you're going to continue to do this throughout the entire canvas. Now, once you do the last section, you're going to take off the stencil and the polka dots are complete, and now it's time to finish decorating it. We also have a scallop design that you can use as a border along your canvas. You can also use the scallop design and do them right next to each other so that you have a striped scallop border that you used earlier to evenly space out the stripes. We can use again to make a checkered border. I've already sponged the first row of squares, and so now I'm just going to line it up right below and sponge the second row. Now that I've finished the second row, you can pick it up, and if you want, you can keep going and add as many rows as you want. We take the stencil off, and I'm going to stop at 3 rows, and we are done.